guys, Han here. Welcome back to my universe. If this is your first time over here in my galaxy, hi, I'm Han. My pronouns are they, them. I'm a K-pop fan of 20 years and I've also worked here in South Korea as a marketing expert in the K-pop industry. And this video is going to be a little bit different from my usual format. It's not going to be the organized, well thought out, like scripted thing that we usually do, because some very important news has dropped today and I know that you guys cannot wait. I cannot wait to talk about it. So you guys can definitely not wait for me to put together a script and edit and all that stuff. So we're just gonna go out a little bit raw today, okay? Minimal editing, minimal research. I've got 3 articles that I've read. I'm gonna read one of them to you and I'm gonna give you my live reaction to what I've seen and the comments that I've seen from other people and some other contextual things that I think you guys would love to know and will find very interesting. Now, we are going to be jumping into this very short article from the Chosun Daily, and it is titled Heejin launches OOAK amid NewJeans contract dispute. And the subtitle to that is Former Adore CEO's new agencies spark speculation over potential NewJeans recruitment post-lawsuit. They're already painting a picture of why this is significant and what the intention behind it could be, which we will get into. But there's a lot of things that people have already said about the timing of this announcement, the fact that it's happening in the first place, and we're going to get into all these things as we read the details. So the first paragraph says, as the lawsuit between Group NewJeans and the agency Adore over the termination of their exclusive contract approaches its first instance ruling late this month, former Adore CEO Heejin, who produced NewJeans, has drawn attention by establishing a new entertainment agency. According to court documents dated the 24th, Min recently founded the new entertainment agency, OOAK Corp Limited, and that's stylized as OOAK. Don't ask me how that makes okay, but all the Korean I've seen is okay. Okay, that's how they're saying it in Korean, so that's how I'm going to say it to you guys, but just know that it's OOAK. And completed its corporate registration on the 16th. So just so we're clear on this timeline, the company was registered on the 16th, but it was announced today on the 24th, which many people have pointed out coincides with a very particular event. We'll get there. The corporate registration details list the company's business purposes as artist management agency services, music production, record production, music and record distribution, performance and event planning and production, brand management agency services, advertising agency services, and electronic and recorded media publishing. Min is registered as an internal director. It's an entertainment company, like short and simple. The company's office is located near Shinsadong, Gangnam-gu, Seoul, which I think is going to be a very fun one to fill you guys in on in a second, with reports indicating a building is currently under construction at the site. The company's capital is 30 million Korean won, which another article equates to 21,000 USD, so not a lot of money, just putting out. This marks Min's first official move since stepping down as an internal director of Adore on November 20th of last year. And I'm glad that they actually said stepping down, not being kicked out, because she left voluntarily. We all know that anyway. Notably, the first instant trial for the validity of the exclusive contracts between Adore and NewJeans members is scheduled for the 30th, leading some to speculate that Min may be preparing to recruit the group members if they win the case. Meanwhile, Min has been in a management dispute with HEE-JIN, Adore's parent company, since April of last year. In August of last year, HEE-JIN held a board meeting to change the CEO and dismissed Min, then Adore's CEO. Min subsequently resigned from her position as an internal director of Adore and left the company entirely in November of the same year. Min is currently continuing litigation against HEE-JIN over a claim for 26 billion Korean won in put option, stock purchase right, payments, and the termination of shareholder agreements. Amid this, NewJeans has been in dispute with Adore over the termination of their exclusive contracts, demanding Min's return. Now, there's a few things that I want to point out from this. First thing is the timing of everything. This is a very obvious thing. Everybody who's talked about this has said it. The timing of this is very intentional. She registered on the 16th. Mind you, we all know that K-pop idols promote their comebacks for about a month prior to the comeback. And who, pray tell, had a comeback today, of all days? The day that Min decided to share this very special news of hers. If it's not the children she hates the most, LE SSERAFIM, featuring the other children she hates the most, BTS. For those who don't know, if you're not an ARMY and you're not a fan art, the Seraphim released a new album today called Spaghetti, and they featured, oh wait, is the album called Spaghetti or is the song called Spaghetti? Whatever the case, and one of the songs is featuring J-Hope. I haven't listened to it yet, I'm so sorry. I've been busy. I've got a very busy weekend this weekend, but I'm finding time to make this video for you, so, you know. Anyway, yeah, it's obviously very intentional. It's not surprising at all. Of course, there is also the fact that NewJeans results are supposed to be next week. And no, I don't think that this is a move to help them win. I don't think it's going to make any difference on the results of their case. I don't even think she's doing it because she thinks they will win, but it does look good for her to say, look, I'm setting up this company to protect my daughters, if you will. So I think that's like good publicity on her side, saying like, I trust that NewJeans can win because it's what they deserve. And when they do win, I'm ready to accept them, even though we know that's not gonna happen. It also puts her business on the map. It's a marketing tactic, basically, because now, as everybody's waiting for the results of this case, they're also thinking, oh, are they gonna get to sign with Min Heejin's new agency? So within an instant, within the next week, we now all know the name of this company, you know what I mean? Even for people who forgot about this case, forgot about Min Heejin, they're now once again clued in. And mind you, maybe in future people will forget that this is Min Heejin's company, but the fact that there is that familiarity with the brand name in their mind is going to mean something. We'll talk about the brand name at the end because I've got a lot to say about that as well. Anyway, in terms of the services she's put out, as we said, it's basically the entertainment industry. And you might be asking, like, what happened to the non-compete clause from her shareholder agreement? But both she and HEE-JIN have agreed that the shareholder agreement has been terminated. I'm not sure. I do feel like there's still something to be discussed there. I'm not a corporate lawyer, so take this with a pinch of salt, but I feel like if it's found that the agreement was terminated because of her wrongdoing, I feel like that wouldn't excuse her from having to fulfill the non-compete clause, like still not be able to start a competing business, which is literally what she's doing. If it's found that HEE-JIN were the ones who violated the contract, then I could totally see why, oh, it's completely okay for that. And I wonder if HEE-JIN will end up trying to sue her for this, because I feel like it's not legal. If anybody is in corporate law, like, please weigh in. I would love to hear your opinions, even if it's from a different country. Let's just see what's the precedent in other places. And I will try and do some research about this. Now my script is getting longer for the part 3 video where we talk about the HEE-JIN Min Heejin lawsuit. But yeah, I'm very curious because I feel like there has to be something weird there that's not allowed, you know? Like, anyway, one of the things that I did want to point out that I feel like a lot of you guys won't know is the location, because I think this is so funny. I'm so sorry. I'm going to put a map on the screen for you guys real quick, and you'll see that there's a area that's highlighted, and that area is Shinsadong, and at the bottom left corner of that is Shinsha Station, subway station, and the area immediately below that is Nonhyungdong, which is the same area where HYBE's original building was and where BTS trained. Now, depending on which article you read, they do also say Shinsadong or Nonhyungdong, which are, mind you, two slightly separate places, but they're in the same general vicinity. So I'm not sure where exactly her building is because I don't have the full address from these articles. But is that not fan behavior? I'm sorry. Of all the places, like, Gangnam is a big area. Of all the places you could have picked, you're like a stone's throw away from where Big Hit started. That was the decision. Mind you, HYBE's building now is on the complete opposite side of Seoul. So it was very intentional for her to go there. I do also want to say that Gangnam, as I'm sure you guys know, is a very expensive area, and they're saying this building is under construction. So we can also assume that she's not actually planning to open until probably middle of next year, depending on what stage of construction the building's at. But I do wonder, land in this area is very expensive. Building a building is very expensive. And they're saying that the company's assets equate to just 21,000 USD, which is not a lot. Who is funding this? Because this is the same Min Heejin who this time last year had her house seized because they were worried she wouldn't be able to pay 100 million. Where is this money coming from? Maybe she's been body lobbying with somebody else in China, who knows? Well, I'm sure time will tell. It has said in all the articles that she's listed as the founder as well as an internal director. So for all intents and purposes, this is at least a company in her name, but that doesn't mean it was made on her dime. which you could say the same happened for Adore as well. So yeah, nothing surprising, nothing new there. But yeah, I find it very funny that she's decided to basically put her new building right next to where Big Hit's old building used to be. Like, that is, they are living in her mind rent-free 24/7, and it's just so funny. Anyway, the other thing I just wanted to talk about very quickly is the name itself. So OOAK stands for Only One, Always Known. And if that isn't the most Tumblr-esque, the only person you should believe in is yourself. Like, she believed, he lied type name. Like, what does that even mean? Like, think of what this company is supposed to be doing as an entertainment company. Only one, always known. What is that supposed to signify? They haven't given us any information about like what the ethos, or like, you know how HYBE is like, we believe in music, or what do they change it to? Music and artists for healing, and then they change it to we believe in music, right? So I wonder what the like tagline of OK is gonna be. I wonder if the shaman picked this title. The artwork as well for the logo, there's 3 versions. One of them is like a very graphic designed little thing, which I'll put on screen for you guys to see. And personally, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I do think it's cute. I do think it's cute. It's simple. I can see that it's like mimicking the play buttons of like you know, like play, pause, skip and all that kind of stuff. Like, I get the vision. I think it's cute. Still don't understand what it means, but I think it's cute at the very least. Then there is like this hand-drawn version in the shape of like a face, which reminds me very much of, oh, this literally just popped into my head this right now. It reminds me very much of when NewJeans tried to rebrand to NJZ. They had something very similar where it was like the hand-drawn bunnies, or with bunnies with like hand-drawn faces, something like that. That's just like in the back of my mind, so I'll have to look a picture and see if I can find something to reference. But I wonder if it's the same artist. I wonder if it's Heejin herself. I wouldn't put it past her to be like, I don't need an artist. Mind you, she did start as a graphic designer. I could see her being like, you know what, my handwriting is good enough. Anyway, whatever the case. And then there's the final version, which is like a stylized or like hand-drawn version of the OOAK, matching the kind of face drawing, which personally is not for me. Again, I don't understand what the relationship is. Maybe once we know a bit more about the ethos and what the tagline is and the meaning behind the name, it will make more sense. But it's just giving very, it just feels very melodramatic to me. Like, only one, always known. I've always known I'm the only one. It's either giving like, I'm the best and you've always known it, I've always known it, and now I'm about to prove it to you. Or it's giving like, I've always known I can only trust myself, because this is what happens when I trust other people. They just betray me, and now I have to do it by myself because I'm the only one I've ever had. Meet myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out. Anyway, yeah, that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this. So yeah, that's my 2 cents based on this very fresh new news. I'm sure we'll see this develop more in the coming days. I'm sure we'll see her try to completely overshadow the Seraphim's comeback. And you guys know that when I cover the HYBE versus Heejin case, I will give you some more details about this in a more organised fashion. But yes, here it is. For those of you who I know won't be able to wait, this is my initial first reaction, straight off the top of this little noggin. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Han from the Haniverse. See you next time. That's not my outro. Thanks for stopping by. Psych, you guys thought I was going to leave you without showing you some of the goods. Here he is, the one, the only, the greatest, Sir Augustus Han. Do-do-do-do-do. Sorry, I don't know if you can tell I'm a bit hyper, but anyway. Okay. Say hello to the people. Okay, he wants to take a nap. Sorry, that's the best I can give you. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.